So as you might be able to see, Papa John's has got a brand new menu out and we have got everything. Let's start taking some stuff off because this is very, very full. So they brought out a brand new sourdough range. So I'm super excited. I'm even more excited because I've just seen the front. It is Toy Story 5, which I am so excited to see. I'm going to see it tomorrow for my birthday and I can't express how excited I am. Anyways, I'm going to whack up the description. Whoa, they're not kidding when they say large. That is quite a size. Oh, they give you a garlic dip in there as well. Hopefully that should be nice. That is a decent size pizza, to be fair. So let's tear a slice of this. Looks decent, to be fair, and it's a very thin dough. So on first bite, I do enjoy that. So as you bite into it, the dough is super thin, really well baked. And then the cheese is nice and creamy, and then the tomato sauce comes through nice, but it isn't too overpowering. And the salami has obviously a lovely salami flavour to it. And then this on top, I don't know how you pronounce it, I'll put the word there, is super tasty, but it is got a heat to it. It is slightly oily, but because obviously you expect it from pizza anyways, it's not a big deal. It is going to get spicy, I think, but on first bite, good amount of flavours, but it doesn't blow me away. I do think it needs more toppings than what it is just here, but nice. So I really, really enjoy the quality of the salami they're using here. It is really, really tasty, good quality. They've crisped it up, so it isn't super oily. It isn't super greasy on here, because sometimes when you get like a pepperoni or a chorizo, it can be that way. But then I think it's like Indusa sausage. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. I think that's what it is. But I already put the thing up previously, so you know what I'm talking about. It's good, but it is quite oily. The spiciness of it is really hitting my throat now. You just get a little bit of tomato, a little bit of cheese. In general, it is decent, but it isn't like a phenomenally flavoured pizza. But it isn't bad either. And the dough, I'm a really big fan of the sourdough crusts and pizza. Is really, really nice. Because it doesn't feel as heavy on your tummy with it being thinner. So I do really like that. That being said, it definitely needs more elements of flavour than just like deli meats essentially. I feel like you need a chicken on, like a barbecue chicken or a chicken tikka. You need something else on here to take away from just pretty much the same flavour over and over again. So I'm going to give this a 6.2 out of 10 because the dough is good, everything's done well, nothing's overcooked, but the flavours just are bang average for me. There's nothing here that is excellent, but it's not bad either. Of course, we are on the Pepsi Max. So I got these for free because I ordered so much stuff. So we're going to try that now anyways. This one is a tomato and herb sauce because it's meant to be pizza bites or something, garlic dough pizza bites. And we're going to try the garlic dip as well. It doesn't look great. It looks dry as sticks, but hopefully it will taste better than it looks, which, not trying to be too nasty, isn't going to take a lot. So we're going to open up this tomato and herb dip. It looks very rich and thick dip, so I'm not sure about that one, but we'll see. This is super thin. Looks a little bit burnt, I'm not going to lie. So I'm not sure about that, but we'll still see. Dip it in the tomato. I'm pleased that was free because I'd be gutted if I paid for that. The dough isn't actually overdone. Oh, the 2 seconds of garlic has just gone everywhere there. But this actually isn't overdone, even though it looks like it is. It's actually got quite a soft bite to it, which is confusing. So it's going to be like a snap because the outside feels super crispy. But there's so much garlic butter on here. It is the sickliest thing I've ever tried. It is literally drowning in butter, but to the point where it's far too rich and it's very unpleasant. The tomato is quite vinegary and quite sharp, so I don't enjoy that neither. Hopefully the garlic's going to be a bit better, but I don't think I can even eat this, so I'm pleased it was free. So the garlic and herb dip is actually very nice. It's got a nice creamy level to it. The garlic is a good balance, the herb is a good balance, nothing overpowers each other, and it's quite a thick dip as well, so it coats everything well. I really like that garlic and herb dip. This is still far too buttery, but because the garlic and herb dip is quite nice, it makes this a bit better. It's just so sickly. Yeah, I just really am not a fan of that whatsoever. I'm gonna give the garlic and herb dip a 7 out of 10 because garlic and herb isn't my most favorite go-to thing, but that is a good garlic and herb dip. It is decent. I just find like garlic and herb gets a bit sickly, which is why I never give it like top tier, but for what it is, that is one of the best garlic and herb dips I've had. The tomato is far too vinegary. It personally is just not for me whatsoever. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 10 because the little bit of tomato you get is nice, but most of it is not for me. This free like pizza dough thing is so rich, it is actually like inedible at this point because it's that rich. And the dough is actually softer than what it comes across like. It does feel like it's going to be crispy, but it isn't. The dough is actually very well made again. They've done the dough well on both occasions. So I'm not going to give it like 0 because the dough is well made. However, it's so rich, it's actually inedible. So I'm going to give it 2 out of 10. And I really would not recommend anyone to buy that. That was awful, that. So, Papa John's. Let's open up. A new sourdough range. They've also brought out sweets as well. Sourdough fingers covered in sugar, and then you get a pot of chocolate dipping sauce, and in the deal you get 3 of them. I think it is a little bit stingy, I'm not gonna lie. £4.50 for 3 this size. You can also get pistachio as well if you don't like chocolate. Personally, I am a chocolate fan, so that's why I went for that one. If I could open this lid. So, the chocolate actually looks legit like it's chocolate, not like the cheap chocolatey syrup that you typically get from places. So that's a good start. Let's pick up, this one looks too crispy. Pick up this one. So this looks like the best out of the bunch because the other ones look quite flat and crispy, but this looks like it might be a bit better. Dip it in the chocolate. Looks like a good milk chocolate, to be fair. And let's see. Yeah, that chocolate is good. That chocolate is really good because it's quite rich. It's actually, I think, more like a dark and mixed milk together because you get loads of richness from this and then you get creamy milk at the end. So I think they've mixed the two together, which actually really complements each other really well. I like that. However, this is very boring. The only flavour you get is the chocolate. You don't get any flavour from this. The powdered sugar they put on there is for just like literally just for the visuals only. It adds no flavour whatsoever. This dough is actually a little bit dry compared to them, which makes no sense because the dough before was really well made. This is a tad dry. It's got a nice bite to it, but it is definitely a bit dry. I'm going to go for another one with a bit more chocolate dip on it to try and make it a bit less dry. But yeah, on the first bite, the dark chocolate and milk together is really a winning combination. So the chocolate dip just saves this entire thing. Without this, it's dreadful. The dip itself, I am going to give a solid 7.4 out of 10. The milk and the richness of the dark chocolate together is really good. I like that. But it's not like obviously off the Richter amazing, but it is really decent. The actual like dippers or whatever they're called aren't that great. They're not like really dry, but they're ever so slightly dry. Got a nice bite to it, but there's no flavour within the dipper whatsoever. I feel like they should put some chocolate chips in the sourdough mixture and then dip it in there for like additional flavour, because you're essentially just dipping in just bread into chocolate, which is very boring. You want some like chocolate chips at least in the bread. So yeah, I find them dippers, I would give the dippers like a 4 out of 10. Very boring, very basic, nothing exceptional. So put them together, I would give this a 5.5 out of 10. Very disappointing, to be honest. You guys will already know what it is if you've ever seen a video of mine before. Cookies, of course. They've brought out their own version of Domino's cookies, so I couldn't not buy them. Let's see if this can salvage the video. But unless it's like 10 out of 10, I doubt it. So they're not bad, they're not the best either. It does have like the melty soft insides that you expect from a Domino's cookie. It does have the bite on the outside that has a little bit of a crisp to it, a little bit of a chew to it. It's very soft baked on the bottom, but the flavour isn't there like it is with Domino's cookie. As soon as you bite into a Domino's cookie, you get like a bit of vanilla, you get such soft goo, you get so much chocolate that it's just like, this is a cookie. That's not the same here. As you can already see on the bottom, it's very sparse with chocolate. You don't get actually any real cookie flavour whatsoever. When you bite into a cookie, you want some vanilla, you want some chocolate, you want it to be like, this is like luxurious and tasty. You're not really getting any cookie flavour. You're just sort of getting a little bit of butter and a little bit of chocolate, and that's sort of about it. The texture saves that massively, but in a sense of an actual decent cookie, that is not one. I would give this like a 5.7 out of 10. Not that great. The texture saves that massively. So yeah, you know it's a bad takeaway when a cookie can't save the day. What are we doing? I'm not going to be in a rush to buy Papa John's again, because the second time I've ordered it for this channel, the second time it's just been mediocre and it's just been average. So I'm going to, obviously I've got loads of other takeaways to review anyways, so unless they bring out a new menu that I think looks absolutely sensational, incredible, or it's something that you guys really desperately want me to try, I'm not coming back to these again, because they're really expensive, they're not that good. So it just seems pointless to me, because the video is going to be me saying, bang average, it's average, it's average. And I don't want to promote you to go and buy something when it firstly is expensive, because that's just not who I am. And secondly, the quality isn't good. I'm not going to recommend you buy this stuff anyways, because it is not a good product. And I am true to my word on here. If I think it's good, I'll tell you it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. It's bad. Papa John's, I don't know why they get the hype that they get. Domino's pizza is by far the superior takeaway. Is it expensive? Yes. But if you get Domino's on a deal when they run them frequently, it's not that bad, to be fair, considering the quality of the product. This is Domino level price-wise, even sometimes more price-wise. I just found on a day where it's actually cheaper for once, because I'm pretty sure that large pizza was meant to be like £25. I would be absolutely furious if I paid £25 for that. They're charging the prices of Domino's without having the product to back it up with. At least Domino's, when you pay quite a lot, it's a good product, it tastes nice, so it's not as bad. It's still a crazy price, but at least you're like, this is tasty. That doesn't even have that. And I haven't had Pizza Hut since I was a very long time ago, but when I did have it last, that was good. And that's coming up soon, the new menu, so hopefully that'll be good, and we'll just forget all about Papa John's. So even though the food wasn't great, I hope you guys still enjoyed the brand new menu, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, bye.